Thank you.
Good morning, Dr. Diotalevi. How are you?
Let me let you into the world of Florida. How's that?
All right. How are you this morning?
Very good, sir. How about yourself?
I'm doing quite well. We are ready. Dr. Diotalevi is here representing the International Journal of Management, Economics, Social Sciences, and I'll let him say something.
Well, good morning. It's nice to see all you folks here. And it's my pleasure. Welcome to the conference from me here in sunny Florida. And it's not exactly sunny. You can probably see over my shoulder here, a little bit of clouds, but it's my pleasure to be here. And as a speaker, as Dr. Rivers had told you, and also in our conference materials, I'm going to be presenting on the Ijmess journal, and I'm going to give you a few tips on how to get published, especially if you folks are interested in doing that with the journal or even outward as well. But again, it's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Dr. Diotalevi. And we do have Dr. Steve Pasquale. He is here from the ACBSP. Dr. Pearson, could you please introduce my good friend, Dr. Robert Diotalevi?
Yes. Dr. Robert Diotalevi has been a Massachusetts attorney since 1985 and a Florida attorney since 2002. He possesses 4 degrees. Dr. Diotalevi has been an academician since 1985 and an online educator since 1999. He serves as an editor for several leading peer-reviewed journals. He has 2 books and 80 manuscripts in print. He has done 50 presentations virtually and in person. For the past 19 years, Dr. Diotalevi has served as the founding program coordinator and associate professor in legal studies at Florida Gulf Coast University in Fort Myers, Florida. He has instructed over 400 undergraduate and graduate courses. In the 70s and 80s, he was a professional broadcaster. Please welcome Dr. Robert Diotalevi.
Thank you so much. It's nice to be here. How much I appreciate Dr. Rivers. I'm not sure if any speakers have said this yet, but I really appreciate, and I know you folks do, I know it goes without saying, how just a tireless worker he's been. We've known each other now for several months. We've been communicating back and forth, and just a wonderful gentleman. It's really a pleasure to be here. So I want to get that right before I forget at the very end or the timekeeper stops me. Now, let me just say a couple of things. I know some of you, a lot of you are very interested in publishing. And so I am today kind of wearing several hats. I'm a presenter, of course, for you, for the National D.B.A. Society, but I'm also an editor for the Ijmess. And you see that right in front of us, the International Journal of Management, Economics, and Social Sciences. There's the mission of the Ijmess. The mission of the International Journal is to publish empirical, academic, theoretical, and review research articles that contribute to the practice of management, economics, and social sciences. All empirical methods like qualitative, quantitative, field studies, lab experiments, action research, greatly appreciated. And believe me, as an editor, I have read just about everything. I've been educated a lot in business just being an editor for the journal. A manuscript making strong empirical and theoretical contributions will be given preference. They are looking for good citations, and that's a stickler with me. As in the introduction, I've been an attorney now since 1985 in 2 states, and I do look for research. That's very, very key. So during this presentation, I'm going to be covering that, what I look for as an editor, which I think will help you because I've been doing it now for dozens of journals and the like. So I think that'll help you along the line as well. If you have any questions, of course, I'm going to be giving you my email address in this. And of course, you can contact Dr. Rivers. He has all of my contact information. Okay. All right. So let's look at what the Ijmess is. It is double-blind peer-reviewed, and just about all of the journals that I am associated with are double-blind peer-reviewed. A lot more on that later. You do not want to get published in junk. You don't want to get published in garbage. That's for sure, because that will just ruin your reputation. You want to be published in something that is peer-reviewed. In other words, that your peers are looking at. Comes out quarterly. It gets into strategic management. It gets into org behavior and psychology and development. It gets into organizational behavior and theory, HR, which I love presenting as well on, business strategies, anything involving ethics, especially in the business realm, management information systems. We get into computers and technological issues, financial management, marketing, course economics, as I mentioned before, social issues. I've seen criminal justice issues and legal issues in the journal as well. So don't think to yourself, oh, I'm not sure if this is something that I can present to them. I'm not sure if they're going to be interested in it. Hey, just try it, do it. We had a comment just a moments ago that I'm letting my DBA kind of sit on the shelf. Don't, because there are a lot of things you can do with a publication. It will maybe get you into another area in your job, make your boss happy. Here in Florida, we have to do what is called a PDP, which is a performance document. And basically, it's kind of like what John Kennedy said, President Kennedy. When you're speaking, tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. And that's what we have to do each year. We have to literally tell them what we're going to do here at Florida Gulf Coast and all over. Even if you're an elementary school teacher, kindergarten teacher in Florida, you have to do a PDP documenting what you're going to do, telling them how you are doing it, and then telling them what you did by evidence. And so a lot of your jobs are going to require that or going to appreciate it. Your boss will. If you want to get another degree, if you want to switch jobs, if you want to put more things on your resume and build up that aspect of your lives, it is great to publish. And of course, you know me, in education, it's published or perish, and that's why I've got the 80 manuscripts. All of them, again, are double-blind, peer-reviewed. So I make darn sure you know, that is something in my repertoire. These are some of the journal indicators, quality indicators. Again, as I mentioned a moment ago, folks, you want to be in a quality journal. You read their articles, look at their technical and publishing qualities. And if you look at the IJMESS, oh boy, we're going to put you through your paces. It's going to be well worth being published. Look at the editorial board. Are there well-known professionals, or are they just getting people that you've never really heard of? You've never heard of the institutions. What's it ranked? Does it have a ranking? You can find all of this information. I won't bore you here, but the ijmess.com website will give you all this. Can you find editorials and articles by the editors, by the journal members? And I've published in a lot of the journals of which I'm a reviewer and an editor. Do they have field icons? Do they have things where they've associated themselves with good, top quality organizations? These are some of the things that you should review, and I think you'll find that IJMESS meets all of these, okay? The International Journal is indexed and abstracted by the following nonprofit entities, and these are not-for-profit entities. I won't go through them all, but some of them, many of them you probably recognize. If not, you can look these up. And again, if you have access to this presentation in the future, of course, contact me as well, or go on to the ijmess.com website and you will be able to look into these and see. The International Journal is associated with many, many non-for-profit entities, and we're indexed and abstracted by them. Yet another, as I mentioned, good quality of what to do here when you're really looking for a good top quality journal. We are ranked by the following nonprofit entities here as well. In the UK, we're ranked really all around the world, especially in Europe, in America, and I'll let you look at those as well as to the journal online. We have endorsements by STATA, the World Catalog of Scientific Journals, Alleydog.com, which is a psychology student's realm, and others. So take a look. Again, please visit. If you have any questions, you can email me. I'm going to give you my email. Of course, Dr. Rivers has it as well if you want to contact him. And here are our membership signatories. You can take a look at those as well. I won't bore you with all the details, but you can see that we are very, very heavily involved in the United States and beyond. So don't think this is just Europe or just the United States. We cover the whole gamut. And the journal's always, folks, looking for people from around the world which to publish in it. These are some of the icons published in the IJMESS. Some of you might recognize, some of you you may not, but these are folks like myself that you can Google, you can look up. This is a reputable journal whereby folks all around from Nigeria to Thailand to the United States, Netherlands, Taiwan, and back have published in. And so the works that, and you can take a look at some of the publication works that have been in the journal, they are really astounding. I see such wonderful work, especially in the scientific realm. I'm not a scientist. My basic background is really business. I've got degrees in accounting, in law, communication, taxation. So that's my forte, like a lot of you folks. But I get to look at, review, and do editorial work for many, many of the scientific folks out there. They're just astounding, the work they do. These are the manuscript submissions. And there's a link. If you just go to ijmess.com/instructions, or just go to ijmess.com, you'll be able to see how you submit your manuscript along with a letter to the editor. Okay, it's an open access publication. And again, anything that involves just about any area in business, management, economics, even the social sciences is mentioned. Follow the instructions carefully to avoid rejection, because you do not want to be rejected, okay? So just look at the manuscript submissions. I'll let you folks visit that website if you want to take it down, or just, again, visit ijmess.com. I cannot stress to you the importance of publication. Now, I'm in education, okay? I'm an academician. Some of you are, some of you aren't. But in my field, again, the message is always publish or perish, and really it's made my career. I don't think I'd be here at Florida Gulf Coast, which is one of the key research institutions, if not in America, definitely in Florida, if I did not publish. It is really, really great to see your name out there. Maybe get somebody with you to publish. Maybe you do an article with someone like me, for example. You have the business end of it, I've got the legal end of it, or you have the human resource end of it, I've got the legal end of it, and the like. I have published with many of my students, and I love publishing with them because it really helps them, especially those seeking law school, since I have a legal studies background. Double-blind peer review again. Articles are published after several revisions. Hardly any at all are taken as is. I've never seen one taken as is. The review and mentoring process takes 3 or 4 months, or more months, I should say, and you'll be working with someone like me and other editors. After submission, the editor checks the manuscript if it lies under the scope of the journal and following the instructions. So number one, do you have something whereby the editors are looking that's relevant to the journal? Number two, have you followed, again, the manuscript instructions and stuff to the letter? If the editor finds it suitable, we forward it to an associate editor for a desk review. They're checking the structure, the design, make sure there's no plagiarism, checking your sources and citations and the like. If it's okay, then we're going to move on. If not, we're going to ask you to maybe resubmit. If it is severely plagiarized, of course, it's going to be rejected, obviously. After rectification, everything's fine, and then it'll go to a double-blind full peer review. We maintain a database of reviewers. We send the articles to 2 or 3 reviewers who are experts in the field. If it's suitable, there might be major or minor revisions, and you'll be told accordingly. I, as an editor, will tell my senior editors things that you won't see. They will see what I tell you. So I will instruct them, they need to do this, and I will instruct you as well, and you'll be hearing from the editorial staff. After revision, we'll check a few other things, see if anything else needs to be addressed. Then we check the formatting, citation, or reference style, make sure it's within our boundaries and all. Just because you get rejected, folks, don't worry about it. Just because they tell you that you need to review, that's typical, that's standard. So please don't take it personally. This is the publication process. And we see here, once there's a submission, we do a pre-check. If it does not meet our standards, rejection. But if it does, it goes to peer review and the editor's decision. And there are 3 things that could happen here, as you see from our handy dandy flow chart here, or actually graph. We reject, we revise, or accept. It is less than 0.01% we're going to accept. There's got to be something that we are going to needle you. And we want contact. We want to be loved too, as Doctor mentioned here. So we want to be in contact with you and help you. And we're going to keep peer reviewing. No more than twice, though. We'll send it back to you, send it back to you again. It's going to be rejected. If it has that many troubles, you're going to have to maybe resubmit down the road. But hopefully you're going to get acceptance, either from 1 revision, 2 revisions. We're going to do layout stuff with you. We're going to do some proofreading, convert it to our format, of course, because it's all going to be standard to our format, and then it'll be published, okay? So don't be concerned if you get rejected right away. Don't be concerned if you have to go through 1 or 2 revisions from me or somebody else before we get to the final stages of laying it out and formal conversion to publication. The authors retain the rights of the article you do under Creative Commons. This means your article can be freely distributed and reused by yourself. You can post your article on personal or institutional websites, email it to people, but commercial use is not permitted, okay? So you can freely distribute it, but you cannot use it commercially. Here are the instructions real quick, and you can use the website for further reference. You're gonna have a title, very short. Don't wanna see like 15 words, maybe 6 words, 3 words, no, 5 words. An abstract, why are you here? There's a 200-word limit. Good, solid abstract. This is like a resume, folks. Your abstract immediately is going to tell us what you're telling us. Remember, tell them what you're going to tell them, as John Kennedy said. And if it doesn't look like it's really within our realm, we're not going to do it. Keywords relevant to the theme. For example, copyright law, probably my forte. Fair use. I'd have several keywords if I was doing something on copyright law, which is my background. The introduction, what's the background of this? Why are you doing it? Who, when, where, why, and how? What's the motivation of this? What's the purpose? Why are you giving us this article, this manuscript? Literature review. What is your argument? What is your strong hypothesis development? And why should we believe you? What's your results? In other words, I believe the copyright law should be changed. Fair use should be expanded for educators. Great, Dr. Diotalevi. Why? Okay. Your theoretical framework and hypothesis, I'll leave it to you folks, especially in business and science. And then your methodology. Did you do a study? Did you do samples? Do you have an instrument that you're using? If it's maybe on accreditation, you came up with a new accrediting instrument. Well, what is it? And use the past tense, because obviously all that study has been done. Your results, objectively reporting the key results, you use passive voice. Then your discussion, and then your conclusion. Your discussion, obviously you're interpreting your results and you're linking it all together in the active voice, and conclusion past tense. Any implications and limitations, future directives, future directions where you think this should be going based upon your studies, based upon the results and the like. References should be typed in 12-point Times New Roman, and this is big with me. Again, I'm a legal researcher, been a lawyer for decades. I want to see good, solid references in good, solid format like APA. They have to be double-spaced. Every page in the manuscript should contain a short running head and page number. You'll see all this. Now, the manuscript should be limited to 35 pages for empirical articles, 40 pages for review articles, and this includes the references, appendices, and the like. Manuscripts above 50 pages, they will delete them. They will tell you, sorry, we can't do it. You number your tables, number your figures and all. There should be in 10-point times. You place them at the end of your manuscript. Again, Dr. Rivers will give this to you. You can check this again in my PowerPoint, excuse me, but you can also always contact me. I'd be happy to send this to you. For information, there's our editor, but there's me. I'm your publishing editor. And so if you want anything regarding everything that I just said, we have our list of editors on the website. And that's me again. There's my email address. They could not fit B. Diotalevi because it's just too long. So they took off the VI on it, and it looks like B. Diotale. It's at Florida Gulf Coast University. And again, you can always get that by just contacting me, Googling me, or Dr. Rivers has it. But there's my address again. It's BDIOTALE at fgcu.edu. Thank you, folks. I appreciate it. That's me in my office. So you can kind of put my office to the face and the face to the voice. And the whole 9 yards. So I guess if there are any questions, please feel free. I know I only have a few minutes here left, but if there's anything I can do for you, I know from Dr. Rivers, you can contact him, you can contact me. It's really been a pleasure, and I look forward to working with you again. I've been in contact with Dr. Rivers. I know we're going to have some more contact down the road about other issues you would like to hear. Contact me, contact him. I've presented on business law, human resources, employment law, copyright law, anything. Copyright, I think, would be a great subject for you folks as to what can you do? What are your rights under copyright law? I never get sick of talking about that. That's kind of my forte. I've done a lot of articles and the likes on it, and a chapter in a book on it. Thank you very much, folks. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to entertain them. If not, I know my time's fleeting, but thank you also, Dr. Rivers. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Dr. Diotalevi. For the benefit of the time, we will have all of the information for Dr. Diotalevi. As a matter of fact, if you want to publish, go to the website. If you have any questions, then you can send us an email at info@dbasociety.org.